Hey everyone, sorry for the delay there for about 8 minutes or so. I was fixing some grilled cheese sandwiches for the family and myself. So, yeah, so the thing I want to talk about most today is that you've got to find a way to have peace and joy where you are. And I do that by looking at the trees around me, looking at the forest, the greenery, and all of this stuff in here where I live right now in Pike County, Kentucky. And it's just simply gorgeous around here. I would not have said that when I was growing up. I was in a hurry to get away, and what I saw here at that time was just dingy and dark, and I mean, it wasn't too pretty until I got into some water somewhere and actually had a chance to swim, which I found to be exhilarating. But anyway, so yeah, in our lives, we have a lot of things going on all the time, and particularly with this current administration that we have right now. And so you've got to find a way to take care of yourself. And whatever that looks like for you, it can be involved. You can be involved in some community somewhere, anything like that. I've got a little video clip of me driving through a section here in Pike County, Kentucky, Narrows Branch, which is in Hardy in Pike County. It's close to West Virginia and not too far from Virginia. But so I went out of Narrows Branch and then up Hardy, past the Hardy Park, and up into Mud Lick Road. And I'm just filming and talking, just recording and talking, filming. That's tells you how old I am, huh? But anyway, so I'm out here just talking about it. I'm looking at all of this beauty, the natural beauty of this place, and I don't recall it being that way growing up. It seemed like it was dusty all the time and muddy. Every time you would drive somewhere, your car would be covered in mud, not just from going through dirt roads in some places, but the long lines of coal trucks you would end up behind, and especially if it was raining, you would end up just covered in mud and dirt and coal dust and all of this stuff. We were breathing it in all the time, but the air is crisp here now. And that's the best part about it. The air is crisp and it just looks phenomenal. And as soon as I think I loaded that video up on YouTube, and I believe that's where it is right at the moment. Let me go check to see. But if you want to check that out, you can do that. No, it's still loading it up. Sending the file. It's 25% there. So it's got a ways to go, obviously. It's a long file. But yeah, it's got like 34 minutes. It says on my phone here. So anyway, you find your peace and joy in the people you talk to, in the families that you surround yourself with, whether those families are, your biological family or your chosen family, or however your adoptive family, whatever that family consists of, then that's where you find some joy and peace too. And sometimes it can be hard because some families aren't very, very good about dealing with who we are in this community as a trans person or as a LGBT person in this country. It can be trying. It can be really difficult because everything seems to be just arrayed against you. It's all targeting who you are and who we are all day long. I mean, today on the news, they're talking about what the IOC did yesterday, or the US IOC, and the USOC, the Olympic Committee, and where they made a decision to abide by President Trump's direct order, basically telling them not to allow trans women to participate in women's sports. Now, I do have an opinion about all of that. I will tell you that I believe that if you went through, and this is me personally, that if you go through male puberty, you have no business competing in the genetic female sports. I do know that it's not nearly that black and white. I also know that there aren't very many trans athletes out there competing. Not a whole lot, but whenever we do, then it becomes the center of attention and takes up all the air over on Fox News. and other conservative sites like the Washington Examiner or whatever, the Daily Caller. I believe that's the one. But anyway, so I mean, it takes up all the air there. And the really strange part about all of this, strange part, is how much real estate these people give to us in their heads, in their minds, in their thoughts. I mean, we ought to be charging rent for all the real estate that we own in there that they take up and try to use against us. So yeah, we're going to have to start evicting people from our real estate. How do you do that? I don't know, but I can tell you one of the ways that we can fight back and push back against all this stuff is to go out and just enjoy the world around you. Engage with people, learn something about them, just talk to people. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to do because we're just not we're not built that way all the time. We're not built like that where we're going to go out and just put ourselves into positions where we know it could be dangerous, but we still do it anyway. Well, I mean, for me, that just comes naturally. I had a friend tell me one time down in Lake City, Florida, tell me to don't go to Shirley's for breakfast. Don't go to Shirley's restaurant around here because Shirley's is known to be the hangout for the KKK and all of that bunch here in town. And everybody knows that's where they go, have a hangout. Well, guess where I went deliberately? I took my little yellow Fiat and parked it right in front by the sign. Got pictures and everything. Went in and ordered breakfast early in the morning. There were people in there. I mean, I had no problem with anyone in there. But then again, I'm not the kind of person who's also going to go do this. If you don't call me the right thing or all the time, then I'm going to get all upset and frustrated about it. And I don't know what I'm going to do, but I might have tears or whatever. But no, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not going to impose myself on anyone at all. I'm going to live and let live. I'm going to try to live the best I can according to the golden rule. Love your neighbor as yourself. And if you're not loving your neighbor, well, there's a problem with how you're loving yourself too then, okay? But anyway, so I'm not going to be doing that. But that's how we change things, folks, is get out and just have a joyful life. Don't let all of this stuff just weigh you down. You can let me carry all that if you want. I mean, I can handle it. I'm a very resilient person. I've got no issues with any of that at all. I can deal with it. I'll let you talk. I'll even let you express your opinions and even let you have an opposing viewpoint. That doesn't challenge me at all. Okay. I'm not going to become what you say. And I'm not going to become what I might read. Like, I don't know, if I read some book about Moby Dick, I'm not going to become the author, Herman Melville. I'm not going to do it. I can't do that. I'm not going to become Moby Dick either. And Captain Ahab. Just because I've read those things doesn't mean that I'm going to be those things, right? It just means that, I'm well-rounded, at least. I'm still trying to learn. There's a lot I don't know. But I have fun in what I'm doing, folks. That's what it is. You've got to start having some fun and joy in your life where you are, where you live, work, and play, whatever it is you're doing there. Don't let them achieve their goal. They're trying. They want us gone from visibility in this country and the world, because they're exporting this kind of extremism around the world. And we know it, we see it, it's happening. You can't deny it, okay? You can talk around it all you want, but we know what the truth of the matter is. But they want us not to be seen publicly. So live your life in such a way that, one, that doesn't bring dishonor to you or to your family or to your community. Think about more than just yourself, but at the same time, go out there and be seen if you can. I know that some people can't. I know that that's a difficult thing for a lot of people where you are and what's going on there. So anyway, with all of that in mind, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on here today. I do have some appointments I have to take my cousin Lois to. this afternoon. She doesn't live in this house; she has her own place, and that's fine. I'll go pick her up, take her to her doctor's appointment. She's in her 80s, and we're first cousins. And so it's what we do. You go out, and if whenever you do things for someone else, it's hard to explain to someone who doesn't get it, but that's uplifting for me and for them. I mean, it brings peace to me because I know that somebody who needs me actually is I'm helping them accomplish what they need to do. So with that, sometime today after this little video from Nares Branch and Mud Lick loads to YouTube, I'll make sure that gets posted around. But come back this evening. We'll talk some more. I may have some other topics to talk about, but that's one of the series I want to start talking about actually is joy. And my thing that I sent out by email this morning was Beneath the Ice, from Beneath the Ice to the Appalachian Sun. While I was in the military, I did 3 tours under the ice. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed every minute of it. There was some tension and some excitement and some real excitement and some real anxiety in some situations, but still, nonetheless, it was fun. Without elaborating. Anyway, have a